Hey! Welcome to this Values Ed Majorship Enhancement Drills. This is Set 1. Teacher Doms po, and I'm here to help you pass the board exam. The questions here are from the previous let, and our goal is to top the board exam. To benefit greatly from this drill, teacher, I highly suggest that you download the PDF format of this drill. Just go to the description below this video, follow the link to the website, and click the download link. Alternatively, kasi makakalikasan tayo, di ba? We want to save some trees. So, you may just answer the drills by using a paper and pen. Write your answers, and then the questions are available on the website anyway. And then after that, after answering them, come back here and check your answers. For this drill, set a timer at least 2 hours. If you do that, you are helping yourself by doing a self-assessment and self-evaluation. Okay, now go on and answer the drill first. I'll just be here waiting for you. Don't worry, sanay akong maghintay. All the best, teacher! Now, I presume that you are already finished answering the drills. Let's go now and check your answers. This is part 1, set 1. And our goal is to top the board exam. With matching hands on the air, ha? Mas malakas, mas malaki ang chance na mag-top sa board exam. Analyze each item carefully and choose the letter that represents the best answer in each item. Number 1. The rationality of the human person does not help in actualizing his or her human being or being human if he or she A. Constantly seeks opportunities for learning, B. Build his or her power of reason to justify his or her mistakes, C. Seeks the truth to rectify his or her past errors and ignorance, and letter D. Contributes his or her peace of mind for others' goal. What's your answer, teacher? In this item, rationality is helping us to actualize our being human. Mas nagiging tao tayo at makatao dahil sa ating rationality, ang ating kakayanang mag-isip. Lahat ng options maliban sa isa ay hindi raw nakakatulong sa ating actualization of being human. Alin ang hindi tama? Sa option A, if we constantly seek or find opportunities or time to learn, we become more human, di ba? We use our intelligence in option B. We use our intelligence to justify our mistakes para i-rationalize na okay lang na magkamali kasi mahina ako, natukso ako, marupok ako, mapusok. We justify our mistakes. In option C, we find the truth so that we may correct our mistakes and banish our ignorance. Iwasto ang ating mga pagkakamali at wakasan ang ating kamangmangan. In option D, it has something to do with personal well-being, peace of mind, and helping others. So the correct answer here is... That's good. It's option B. Good job, teacher. Let's go to number 2. The multidimensional nature of the human person provides the rationale of the core values in the program. The human person is described as A. Total human person, B. Embodied spirit, C. Rational animal, and letter D. Spiritual being. So we are looking for a multidimensional nature of the human person. Therefore, we are talking not just our physical nature, intellectual nature, or spiritual nature. We are talking about the totality of the human person. So please, be mindful of the keywords. The correct answer here, therefore, is option... That's very good. It's option A. Number 3. In the information of the intellect and will, man as a rational being must address the need to develop his spiritual faculties. This is governed by the guiding rule, a synergy expressed succinctly by one of the following. A. Values education is taught for higher spiritual good. Man is in his pursuit for higher good achieve happiness. C. Education is the search for knowledge and truth. And letter D. The object of the intellect is truth, of the will, goodness. In this item, take note of the keywords intellect, will, synergy, or combination. Of course, in option A, there is nothing wrong with this, but it's obviously more on will. And letter B, a very good statement also, but we don't see synergy here. Synergy, combination of intellect and will. In letter C, it's more on intellect only. Education is the search for knowledge and truth. The object of the intellect is truth. And in letter D, we have intellect here and we have will. So we see the parallels of our keywords here, and this statement is succinctly telling us about the intellect and the will. So the answer here is option D. Good job! Okay, number 4. What level of mentality has been reinforced by a series of advertisement of consumer products that subscribe to subjective human satisfaction and gratification at the expense of moral values and attitudes of the youth? Subliminal perception. Hedonistic. C. Collectivism. And letter D. Liberalism. The answer is hedonistic is wrong. What's your answer, teacher? What are we looking for in this item? We are looking for level of mentality, not a philosophical belief or practice. So the answer here is option A. What is subliminal? Of course, it's a level of mentality. This is somewhere between consciousness and unconsciousness. And most of the time, it is in the level of our unconsciousness. Yung hindi na natin halos namamalayan. Maraming ganito sa mga advertisements at ang magagaling na advertisers, yan ang kadalasang tinatarget sa consumer, yung subliminal perception. Bakit? Kasi kahit wala na yung advertisement nila, patuloy pa rin itong gumagana sa mga consumer. Nasa unconsciousness na kasi. Patuloy silang nag-i-income. Halimbawa, yung mga advertisement ng Jollibee. Maliit pa ako, napapanood ko na yan at kadalasang ang tema nila ay imahe ng masayang pamilya. Kaya kung nung nagkatrabaho na ako, laging Jollibee ang kinakainan ko. Hindi lang dahil masarap, kundi dahil I feel na at home ako. At ngayon na OFW na ako, dala ko pa rin yung si Jollibee sa unconsciousness ko. Kakambal na ni Jollibee ang masayang image ng family or ng pamilya, ng barkada at kaibigan. Ganun yung subliminal perception. Hindi mo na kailangang mag-isip. Automatic siyang lalabas sa'yo or sa bibig mo. Bigla ka na lang mapapakanta ng atin ang langhap, sarap. I know, meron ka ding experiences na ganito. Yung iba, toothpaste daw. Yung pag bumibili sila sa tindahan, nasasabi nilang, pabili po ng Colgate, yung close-up. O kaya, pabili po ng Safeguard, yung Silka. Uso ito, lalo na kung sa probinsya ka nakatira or naglaki or lumaki na katulad ko. Nagiging major brand yung madalas nating mapanood sa advertisement o sa patalastas. And that's the power of targeting the subliminal perception. Kung ang ads ay tulad ng sa Jollibee, walang problema doon. But this item is using the image of human satisfaction, gratification at the expense of moral values. Marami din yan. Halimbawa, mga advertisement ng alak o sigarilyo. Yung isang alak, may babaeng nakabikini tapos nakasakay sa kabayo. O kaya, lalaki na maraming chicks. Mga ganyang image na sensual, madaling pumasok sa kamalayan ng nanunood, lalo na ng kabataan. Kaya, kailangan i-review muna ng MTRCB para masensor. Okay? So, the answer here is option A, subliminal perception. Number 5. What is meant by person is a social being? A person should always be happy in the company of other people. B. A person has the capacity to adapt to the ways of the people. And letter C. A person necessarily relates with other human beings. And option D. A person chooses to relate with others. So what's your answer, teacher? As a social being, we necessarily relate with other human beings because no one is an island. So the answer here is option C. Okay. Next number. Number 6. The emotion as appetitive faculty of the human person may help him or her to become more fully human, as in these situations except one. Which is an exception? A. Martha denounces immorality by revealing an illicit affair between two married co-teachers publicly. Hala. B. Says secretly nurtures her love for a married man and decide later to overcome her feelings for him. Hopeless romantic. Option C. June expressed his passion for fairness and labor practice by leading a union strike. D. Mr. De La Cruz, as school principal, overjoyed over the result of the national competition that his school participated in, that he gave a party celebration to the whole school. And what's your answer, teacher? Please take note that in values education, our answers should usually be the ideal. Yung mababait. I'm telling you, you will never go wrong if you choose that. At kahit hindi mo lubos na maintindihan ang tanong, makukuha mo ang tamang sagot kapag kinumpare mo ang options. Halimbawa sa item na ito, may nakalagay na except 1. Ngayon, pag binasa mo ang options, halos lahat mababait ang dating maliban sa isa. And that is, that's right, it's option A. Maraming ganito sa exam, kaya unawain ang options at ikumpara. Minsan, baliktad, lahat naman bad, tapos isa lang ang pinakamabait. Dito, sa item na ito, lahat mabait, isa lang ang bad. And si Martha, kasi she denounces immorality. Itinakwil nga niya ang immorality or immoralidad, pero nagmarites naman. Chinismis ang co-teacher. In this case, appetitive faculty doesn't help Martha to become more fully human. Ang gossip o pagmamarites ay hindi nakakatulong sa atin to become more fully human. And the correct answer here is option A. Number 7. Which faculty of the person is used when one allows his or her friend to cheat out of pity? A. Will, senses, emotions, intellect. And the answer here is emotion. Will is directed to good. Intellect is the truth. So the answer here is option C. Number 8. What do you call the human being's capacity to direct himself or herself to a goal? A. Self-introspection. B. Self-determination. C. Self-motivation. And letter D. Self-discipline. What is self-introspection? It's looking within oneself, an examination of one's own consciousness or conscious thoughts and feelings. In values education, it also means examination of our soul or conscience, soul searching, heart searching. Self-determination, it's the process of controlling our own lives to create change in our lives or accomplish specific goals or ends. Self-motivation is the internal or inner drive that pushes us or moves us to take action towards our goals. It keeps us moving forward kahit ayaw na nating gumalaw or kapag nawawala na tayo ng gana or pag-asa. Self-discipline is our ability to control our feelings and tendencies and to behave in a particular manner. A disciplined person is able to correct or regulate himself or herself for the sake of improvement and development. The answer here is option B, self-determination. Number 9. What could be the basis for moral action to resolve the argument wherein the one believes that cheating is moral while another believes otherwise? A. The end does not justify the means. B. Majority of the students are doing anyway, so let's just cheat. C. It is better to cheat than to repeal. It is unfair to study very hard while others are cheating. So the answer here is option. Yeah. The end does not justify the means. The end does not justify the means. Memorize this adage. This aphorism. The end does not justify the means. It comes out almost every board exam. Number 10. Which one of the following best describes a moral person? A. Comes up with well-planned and well-analyzed decisions. B. Personal decisions and actions for values are genuinely internalized. C. The universal and absolute guiding principles are followed in acting and in making decisions. D. The desired moral and ethical values are genuinely internalized. What's your answer, teacher? Please take note that all of these options describe a moral person. So, we are looking for the best one or the correct that subscribes to the highest standard or basis of morality. And so, the answer is option. That's very good. It's option C. The options A, B, and D also describe a moral person, but they are still between valuing and organizing, while the option C is almost in the characterization level. So our answer is C. Did you get it? That's good. Number 11. The intangible force and determinant factor that enables one to work and study hard, to control his emotion, to cheat, or to respect property of others pertains to power, the will, intellect, conscience. What's your answer, teacher? Very good. It's option B. Our intellect is the determinant factor that enables us to seek what is true, while conscience is the specific determinant factor that enables us to determine the good and bad, the right and wrong, thereby affecting our will in making decisions and choices with reference to what is good. Next number. Which value is inculcated when one obeys rules with unquestioned deference to power? One must obey rules because of its ultimate goodness, in order to avoid punishment, because of one's dictate of conscience, and letter D, because of respect for moral order. What is deference? Deference is the obedience or submission or surrender without questions. In this case, deference to power or surrender or complete obedience and submission to power may be of our parents or teacher. In school, the case is complete obedience to teachers without questions or hesitations. In the home, complete obedience to parents or grandparents siguro. Kung sa bahay or sa paaralan, ini-inculcate sa atin, inuukit sa isip natin yung ganitong klase ng pagsunod. Ano ang gustong ituro nito, lalo na sa mga bata? Ito ay tipikal na makikita sa mga bata na gusto ng mga magulang is sumunod na lang sila. Dahil kung hindi sila susunod, sila ay mapaparusahan lamang. Kaya sinasabi ng mga parents kadalasan, sumunod ka na lang dahil kung hindi, makakatikim ka ng punishment. So the answer here is, that's right, it's option B. Next number. Which is not a characteristic of human acts. It must be performed by an agent who is acting freely, that is, by his or her own volition and powers. It must be performed by an agent who decides willfully to perform the act. It must be performed by an agent who follows the rules of conduct. It must be performed by a conscious agent who is aware of what he or she is doing. The answer here is, what is human act, teacher? Human act is a voluntary act, which means that a person's free will is involved. Human act, your human acts, have moral implications. This is the opposite of the acts of man, which are involuntary. So options A, B, and D are characteristics of human acts except for option C. Kindly check the separate lecture on human acts and acts of man. Okay? Next number. Number 13, the answer is option C. Number 14, the historicity of the human person proved that his or her existence in the world is an existence of time. Which of the following concepts best describes this philosophy? A. Human historicity manifests development and continuity. B. Human existency is an existence of time. C. Human historicity is prior to history and time. Letter D. Human historicity is an expression of human nature. What's your answer, teacher? Historicity, what is this? Well, it denotes the feature of our human situation by which we are located in a specific, concrete, and historical situation. Our existence, it's our time in the timeline, our actuality, not chismis. On the other hand, time is philosophically defined as a mental measurement of duration created by man. It's a result of convention, it's arbitrary concept of time. In option A, human historicity manifests development and continuity. It is true that human historicity manifests development and continuity, and development and continuity are indicators of the existence of time. In option B, yes, our existence is an existence of time, but it doesn't necessarily follow that time, the mental measurement, were already existing or created by humans. In option C, it shows that our human existence comes first before the creation of this mental measurement of duration or time. And then in option D, our existence shows that human beings are unique historical beings because of our existence in a timeline. But it doesn't necessarily manifest our human nature because it is something external and something created by a convention. So, the best answer here is option C. Human historicity is prior to history and time. Did you get it, teacher? Very good. Let's go to the next number. Which of the following circumstances regarding the accountability of an act is applicable for an administrator? A. Person in authority have the same liability as their subordinates. Persona vested with authority have higher accountability than those who merely follow orders. Persons with higher educational attainment are presumed to have higher liability than those with lower education. Persons with higher educational attainment share almost the same liability with those who have lower education. What's your answer, teacher? The answer here is option. Okay, that's good. Option B. That's very good. Mas malaki ang pananagutan ng mga nasa kapangyarihan kaysa sa mga wala. Sabi nga ni Spider-Man, ni Peter Parker, with great power comes great responsibility. Number 16. What's your answer, teacher, here? What is the key to personal growth and success? Begin with assessing oneself. Begin with an end in mind. Enhance one's intelligence. And assert one's feelings and opinion. This one is a little tricky. Your options should be between A and B. To kick off your personal growth, what should you do? The first step is to begin with an end in mind. It's option B. Ano bang gusto kong mangyari this year? Or after 2 years or 5 years? Then, we assess ourselves in reference to our target goals. Halimbawa, Ang specific goal mo this year ay magkaroon ng license, maging LPT, and then magkaroon ng MA after that. Klaro sa iyo ang ipupush mo na klaro sa iyo ito na ipupush mo talaga. So the next step is to assess ang sarili. You examine what you have, what you do not have, what you need to do. Kailangan mo bang mag-review? Nakapag-file ka na ba sa PRC para makatake ng LET, etc. For some others, they assess themselves muna bago sila mag-set ng goals. Pero real talk lang, nauna talaga ang goal setting. Minsan nga, our goals come instantly. Minsan naliligo ka o nagtututbrush or nakasakay sa jeep. Tapos bigla mo nalang maiisip na, gusto kong maging mayaman. That is a goal, di ba? Then after that, you assess yourself. Ano bang gagawin ko para yumaman? So, goal, assessment, enhancement, etc. The answer here is option B. Very good, teacher. Next number. Which of the following term refers to the behavior of helping others where there is no expectation of reward for oneself? Aggressive, cognitive, pessimistic, altruistic. And the answer here is, that's very good, option D, altruistic or altruism. Kagandahang loob na tumutulong sa iba na walang inaasahang kapalit. No string attached, no hidden agenda, no hidden charges. It's purely altruism. Altruistic. Which of the following is not considered a transpersonal strategy? A. Visioning and imaging. Critical analysis of situation or events. Meditation and focusing. Dream and fantasy analysis. What's your answer, teacher? Transpersonal. What is transpersonal? This strategy is going beyond transcending your present situation, transporting yourself far from your present time and space. Example, thinking of your life situation 5 years or 10 years from now. Ano ka na kaya in 10 years? Principal ka na ba? Or master teacher na ba? Or may PhD na ba? This strategy is commonly used in values education. This is so powerful and effective to inspire motivation among our students. And you should be the first one to benefit from this. Halimbawa, ikaw ay as a reviewee, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? What do you want to be in 10 years? If you imagine or envision great things, then you will be more inspired and motivated to persevere in your reviews or studies. If you are struggling now, siguro financially or emotionally, yung iba siguro physically, or yung iba sa atin spiritually, then envision your target goals 5 years from now. And I'm telling you, your motivations will adjust. Hang in there, teachers. Kasi whatever you are going through will not last. Your tears will turn into joy. Your sorrow will turn into rejoicing. Just focus. That, my friend, is an example of transpersonal strategy. Among the options, A, C, and D are transpersonal strategies. The answer here is the option B, critical analysis of situation or events. Got it? Good job! Next number. What is the stage on Kohlberg's theory wherein adherence and obedience to rules and regulations is considered a moral behavior? Universal ethical stage. Social contract legalistic stage. Punishment obedience stage. Law and order orientation. What's your answer, teacher? And the answer here is yeah, it's option B. Adherence and obedience to rules is in social contract legalistic stage. So option B. You can check the details of Kohlberg's theory of moral development in a separate video or lecture. Okay, number 20. Which best illustrates the instrumental relationship as one of the stages in the moral development approach? I will do what I think is right no matter what. You scratch my back and I will scratch yours. Nice boy and nice girl behavior. Good work is rewarded and bad work is punished. Still under Kohlberg's theory, instrumental relationship, gamitan. I use you, you use me. I love you because I need you. May silbi ka sa akin kaya mahal kita. Diba? Instrumental relationship. So the option A is under post-conventional, universal ethical principle orientation. And option B, it's under pre-conventional, instrumental relativist. Option C is under conventional morality. And option D is under conventional morality, reward and punishment orientation. So the answer here is option B. You scratch my back and I will scratch yours. Okay? Instrumental relativists. Next number. 21. Which best describes a person who understands his or her feelings, thoughts, and reactions and can identify their causes and possible reactions? A. Morally upright, self-aware, intelligent, self-requested. What's your answer, teacher? That's good. The answer here is option B, self-aware. Number 22. Interacting with other people is an important source of personal change and growth. Which of the following do we want least from these interactions? A. Having learned from their experiences. B. Being inspired from their encouragement. Being influenced without a choice. Being helped by their guidance and instruction. What's your answer, teacher? Ang ating pakikipagkapwa, pakikitungo sa iba o pakikisalamuha sa iba ay isa sa pinagmumula ng ating paglago bilang tao. Alin dito ang pinakaayaw nating mangyari sa atin sa mga options na ito? Option A, gusto mo bang matuto sa karanasan ng iba? Siyempre gusto. Option B, gusto mo bang ma-inspire sa iba? Aba, siyempre, gusto natin yun. Option C, gusto mo bang ma-impluwensyahan ng iba kahit labag sa kalooban mo? Aba, siyempre, ayaw natin nun. Ewan ko sa'yo kung gusto mo. Pero ako ayaw ko yan. Option D, gusto mo bang matulungan ng kanilang gabay at mga payo? Ay, siyempre gusto natin yan. So, the answer here is option C. We don't want to be influenced without a choice. Diba? Next number. What does introspection as a tool for self-development leads to? Comparing one's strengths with other strengths. Improving external conditions. Discovering one's inadequacies. And letter D, knowledge of one's strengths and limitations. What's your answer, teacher? So technically, if we do introspection, meditation or reflection, or contemplation, it leads us to all of these options, di ba? Lahat naman yan. Pero, the best and ideal answer here is option D. Introspection should lead us to knowledge of our strengths and limitations. Good. Next number. Which is the best feedback one can give to someone who wants to become a better person? Give information on how you struggle to change. Give information on how to start him or her plan to change. Give information on how difficult it is to change. And letter D, give information to help him or herself become aware of him or herself. What's your answer, teacher? Do not be confused. When we help others to become a better person, especially in the case of our students, it's very important to help him or her become aware of himself or herself. So, our first step must be geared or directed towards self-knowledge. And in the process, the student becomes aware of himself or herself, of his strength, of her strength, weaknesses, priorities, including bad habits or vices. Then, only after that, we can suggest a plan or a game plan how to change, how to become a better person. And then later, as part of increasing the motivation, you can share your stories, good stories, how you managed to change despite the struggles. So the answer here is option D. Very good, teacher. Good job. Number 25. Which is the most acceptable psychological reason why some people are hesitant to go through self-reflection or introspection? A. They think they are too old for change. They contend that this is not necessary since they know themselves very well. C. They simply do not have time for this. Letter D. They are afraid to face their gray areas. What's your answer, teacher? The answer here is option... Yep, it's option D. They are afraid to face their gray areas. Gray areas, between black and white, between good and bad, it is where the actions of conflicts and cooperation take place. It is here that our world of emotions can be uncovered. It is where contradictions between black and white or good and bad happen. Most of the time, it's complicated to understand. And because it's complicated, we don't want to dwell in it. Or some people just live in the gray areas playing safe, avoiding the conflict that may arise if they choose black or white, good or bad. So introspection helps us to see our gray areas. And some people are afraid to see and deal with these gray areas. Yeah? So the answer here is option D. You get it? Wonderful! Alright, so that is the first part of set 1. I'll see you in the next video.